Bernardo was founded in 1947 by Bernard Rudofsky. He was educated as an architect and structural engineer. His style was very modern and contemporary, and the designs he constructed in Europe and Brazil received extraordinary attention at the time and are still popular even today. But what's really fascinating is how this architect, this structural engineer, changed the world of fashion. My name is Trey Smith, and I'm the president of Bernardo Footwear. Rudofsky was originally from Austria, born there in 1905. He had many passions, even professions. He was a best-selling author, having written 10 books. He was a photographer, a painter, and his works are still sought and collected even to this day. He spent many years serving at various universities. At MIT and Yale, he served as a visiting lecturer and critic. But if there was one thing that Rudofsky did consistently, it was applying his freedom of lifestyle concept to every aspect of his work. He did this through his architectural designs by bringing the outside in, and he did the same for his sandal designs by freeing the foot. Rudofsky spent many years traveling the world, studying modern-day cultures while comparing them with ancient cultures of the past. In his research, he found striking similarities between the two in terms of the foods we eat, the way we sleep, the homes we live in, as well as clothing and even shoes. As a social commentator and critic, Rudofsky challenged the so-called modern-day culture. This led to his book, Are Clothes Modern, which was Rudofsky's #1 bestseller. In 1944, this book became the subject matter of an exhibit at the Museum of Modern Art in New York. It was through this exhibit that the public first saw what was considered to be revolutionary sandal designs. Rudofsky's sandals stood the New York couture crowd on its ear. People took notice, the fashion industry took notice, as well as the fashionistas of 1947, which is the year that Rudofsky, along with his wife Berta, introduced the first collection of Bernardo sandals. Rudofsky designed 3 to 4 collections a year. Berta ran the company on the day-to-day basis. She was the official foot model. It was actually her feet that appeared in the company's national ads. And together they ran the company as a small family business, much like we do ourselves today. They owned the company for a number of years before eventually selling it. By that time, sandals had already become just as popular as they are today, and Bernardo was well on its way to becoming the chic, iconic brand that it was throughout the 1960s and 70s. In March of 1967, there was an article in Harper's Bazaar magazine entitled Rat-a-tat-tat Shoes on the March, where they credited Rudofsky for the advent of the modern-day sandal. I'm not suggesting that Rudofsky invented the sandal. Sandals certainly date back to antiquity, but antiquity was a long time ago, and believe it or not, even in the 1940s, sandals weren't really part of the fashion world. But Rudofsky changed that. What's really impressive, and I believe a testament to Rudofsky's genius, is that 3 of his early sandal designs, the Miami, the Mistral, and the Millie, remain in our collection to this very day. They're still 3 of our most popular styles and were originally designed over 60 years ago. A biography of Rudofsky's life was published in 2001 entitled Bernard Rudofsky, a Humane Designer. The author, Andre Buccu-Graneri, spent over 10 years not only researching Rudofsky, but also working with Berta, Rudofsky's widow. The biography documents Rudofsky's works, his travels, his writings, as well as more than 350 articles written about Rudofsky himself. January of 2007, I received a phone call from the Getty Center in Los Angeles. That's when we found out about the exhibit on Rudofsky. We were stunned, and amazed, and thrilled that the founder of our company, Bernardo, was going to be honored with an exhibit. Lessons from Bernard Rudofsky opened in Vienna during March of 2007. It traveled to Italy and then Canada before opening at the Getty Center in Los Angeles on March 11th, 2008. The co-creators of the exhibit, Wim DeWitt of the Getty Research Institute in Los Angeles and Monica Platzer of Architektenzentrum Wien in Vienna, spent nearly 10 years creating this exhibit, assembling various works of Rudofsky, recorded interviews, and of course, Bernardo sandals. The exhibit not only chronicled Rudofsky's life and work, it even led the way to a second biography, Lessons from Bernard Rudofsky, Life as a Voyage, which also served as a beautiful pictorial, really of Rudofsky's genius. Rudofsky lived an amazing life. His design concepts, theories, his criticisms, I believe they're as relevant today as they were well over 60 years ago. Bernardo is a living legacy of Bernard Rudofsky. We're very proud and honestly humbled to be the current stewards of the brand. Why do we have to have sandals? Sandals are like bread. It's like the air we breathe. We have to have sandals. If there weren't sandals, the entire fashion world would crumble.